Rav Elyashiv Kanol, Zichrono Livracha, in his book Ish V'Isha, brings what I find to be a very provocative midrash, which says that when was it that the snake was able to get Chava off track and lead her towards sin? It was immediately after she had been physically intimate with Adam. This is provocative. Meaning, normally when we think about a couple who might be kind of working to get on the same time and in the same in sync in terms of timing with intercourse, that might happen before intercourse happens. But once they've spent physical time together, they're in sync and things are good. And this midrash has Adam as Chava under attack from the snake immediately after that. And I think it reflects, on the one hand, yes, we know that maybe the man might be flooded by oxytocin and go right to sleep. And the woman, in response to the flood of oxytocin, is like, let's talk about everything that's on my mind. But I also think it's pushing us to really think, this midrash really pushes us to think about the very human experience of a couple, no matter how in love, deeply in love that they are, feeling sometimes out of sync, even possibly, potentially, right after intimacy. I was thinking about this in light of our Corona time. Abby, I'm wondering, clinically, what are you seeing? Are you seeing that Corona time is exacerbating any kind of lack of in syncness between a husband and wife at this time? What are you seeing?
I think it's a really important question. I think bringing intimacy and sexuality to the forefront of the conversation is always really important, as it is, I believe that it is always playing a very significant role in the dynamic of the relationship, whether that's conscious or not within the couple. And what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding is that this time doesn't seem to be reflective of major changes within the couple's physical relationship. I think that if there were challenges, the challenges might be slightly exacerbated. If there was neutrality was potentially maintained. And if a couple felt like they were growing in their sexuality, that might have been put on hold on some level for now, just based on the other pieces that we've been talking about in terms of space and time and what that looks like now. But what I do think about consistently is how sexuality is very often, the physical piece of the relationship is very often reflective of what's going on in the emotional part of the relationship, as well as vice versa. What's going on in the emotional part of the relationship is very often reflected in what's going on in the physical part of the relationship. And the message that I would like to send to couples during this time surrounding sexuality is that status quo is okay. Now isn't the time to be, like we said in the earlier conversations, learning a new language, okay? Now that might be what some couples are interested in doing right now, and it might be what they have time for and what they have space for. But I think in general, couples need to be recognizing that what they have is good or decent or worthwhile, and you can choose the adjective that you want to describe your own sex life, and to maintain the status quo as much as possible. Again, ride the wave, okay? And I think, though, there is also potentially a possibility for increased creativity. Couples who maybe never had time to focus on their sex life are finding time after, let's say you're a younger couple or the kids go to sleep, or an older couple who both are working full time, potentially now there is more together time, and sexuality might be something that the couple would like to focus on. And so I would be happy to be involved in a conversation with you on this topic privately. So please feel free to go to my website, jewishintimacy.com, or be in touch with me directly at abby@jewishintimacy.com. Either way, just recognize that this is a very important piece of our marriages and a very important piece of how we manage our time.
Thank you, Abby. Join us next time as we discuss building resilient marriages.